Good afternoon, everyone. This is Don Daniel with the P.I.L.L method, a better way to eliminate debt, and we're bringing you Finance Fridays. The P.I.L.L method International is sponsoring Finance Fridays. This is a better way to eliminate debt. Uh, I'm going to be going over some exciting information today, and we just had one of our clients who wanted to trade in their luxury car to get a new car. And we're going to go over the way that it's commonly set up, and then we're going to go over how you can actually save a lot more money when you look at everything that's involved in managing your debt. Remember, the interest rate does not matter as much as interest cost. Everything we do is managing interest costs. So if you can cut interest cost, you can save a lot of money and pay your debt off in record time, and an average of 7 to 9 years. And we're going to go over the opportunity cost calculator today as well. So stay tuned, focus in on this thing, and let's see how it all works out. But first of all, we need to again put on the screen and share with you. Let's see here, okay? And there it is. Our brand new book, The P.I.L.L Method, A Better Way to Eliminate Debt. You find it on Amazon. And right now until December 23rd, this book is now on sale for just $9.99. And the Kindle is on sale too. So go ahead, go to Amazon and check it out. This will make some great Christmas gifts. And Amazon is so good, they'll ship it to wherever you want it to go. So listen, get the book. We're getting rave reviews about it. People are calling in saying, I've read the book. I've never seen anything like this before. What we're also hearing is that people want to get on the program. They want the opportunity cost calculator. They are now seeing that the information that they've been given by financial experts in the past has not been adequate. It's been somewhat effective, is just not efficient. And what good is getting out of debt faster if you end up paying $30,000 to $50,000 more in interest than you need to pay? And on top of that, you don't even realize that you're doing it. You can't optimize what you can't measure, folks. And all the previous ways of debt elimination up till now excluded interest calculations, interest savings. They excluded your interest cost on all of your decisions. So how do you know if you're putting the right amount of money on the right debt in the right month, on the right day of the month? You don't know if you're not focusing in on the math. If you're just using a rule of thumb saying, anything you do is as good as any other thing that you do, you're going to find out by using our system that this is not true. You're going to find out that some of the things you've been doing have been costing you not hundreds of dollars, not thousands of dollars, but for some of you, tens of thousands of dollars, and for, again, some of you, hundreds of thousands of dollars in interest you did not have to pay. So how are we going to go about this? We're going to use education, we're going to use math, and we're going to use technology to overcome all of these other issues. And one good place to start is this book right here, the only book in the world on this subject of interest cancellation and optimization, helping people to understand the root problem, the root cause of all of that financial pain and what we call financial violence. So listen, folks, get the book. share with others, review the book, tell other people about it. And right now, until December 23rd, I did till December 23rd because if you have Amazon, you still have an opportunity to have it delivered the next day. So do what you can, get the book out there, tell your friends and family about it. All right, so let's go ahead and get started today. We're going to go over some information on how to buy a car a different way than you have imagined before. I think you're going to like it. So let me go ahead and get that on the screen for you, okay? All right. So we need to move this over here. And get this on here, and we're going to go over some numbers here. All right, so here's what we've got. I've got my notes here. All right, so here's the situation, folks. We have a person who is trading in their luxury car, and their trade-in is $38,500. $38,500, and they were going to put $32,000 with it to and make it $70,500. And this way, they would be able to walk away with no payments and save all of the interest that the bank wanted to charge them on the car, because now there's no payments. If there's no payments, there's no interest cost. How about that? So this is what they were looking at. Now let's go over it. Let's set it up one more time, okay? We're trading in a luxury car. We're purchasing a new luxury car that was negotiated down to $70,500 from $84,000. So that's our situation. So we got a generous trade-in of $38,500, and so this person was going to write a check for $32,000 so that they would not have to have any payments. The car's paid for cash. Okay. Now here's the thing. We want you to know cash is not king, especially if you have debt. I'm going to repeat that. Cash is not king, especially if you have debt. All right. So we're going to go ahead and put this a different screen up, and now you see an amortization schedule. Okay. Let me see here. Let's see. Do we have it going? All right. We need to do a new share. There we go. All right. So now we have an amortization schedule on deck, and we're going to show you why this is a mistake, at least for this person to pay cash for this car. All right. So we have, let me go ahead and put something on the screen here. Let's see. We have, I'll put Brett Whistle on the screen. There we go. And you should be able to see that. So here's the situation. We had $70,000. Oh, sorry, $70,500 for the new car. The interest rate is right around 4.5%. Okay. And we're talking about 84 months for that. So that would make the payment $979.96 if we were to finance it. And because of that, the interest charge on that is $11,816.64 if you keep it for the entire time. So when my client gave me a call and said this was the offer, And because of being able to pay the car off completely, they were going to save the $11,816.64. So here is what I suggested. If they could go ahead and consider financing the car, the entire amount for the entire 84-month period. Just get the financing set up for this car for $70,500 for 84 months at 4.5% with this payment, okay? And then let's call the dealership and ask the dealership if they would cut you a check for $38,500. She said, well, I've never done that before. I've bought several cars, and I've always traded the car in, and um, I never even considered having them cut me a check for that amount. So I said, well, listen, let's ask and find out. So she called up, asked, and said, will you cut me a check for that $38,500 because I'm thinking about financing the whole thing. And they said, sure. I don't see why you would, but sure. Well, we'll cut you a check for it. So I said, okay, I'll meet you at the dealership at 11 a.m. So everybody meets, and I said, now bring your computer with your opportunity cost calculator, and then we're going to go in and take a look and run some numbers and see how this all plays out. So here's what's going on. Okay, so as you can see here, the $11,816.64 over the life of the loan, the principal payment starts out here at $715.58, and the interest payment is $264.38. And do you see how the interest plays out here? And in the first year, if you just make minimum payments on the car, you would pay off $8,766.36 in principal, but it would cost you nearly $3,000 in interest to do that. Okay, so that's what we've got. That's what we're looking at so far. That's how most people look at it, but that's not the P.I.L.L. method way. Let's take another look at it. So what we did was I had this person pull up on their opportunity cost calculator on the OCC and say, where are you on your mortgage payments? Okay, so we're going to switch over here. Nope, that's not it. Let me pull this over here so we could do that. Put this over here. All right, so let's take a look at the mortgage payments here. And here's what we have. We have a principal payment left of $263,810.30 at 3.875% interest, and we have 259 payments left. Okay, so and with a principal and interest payment of $1,504.76. So that means we have about 21 and a half, a little over 21 and a half years left on this mortgage. So what we did was this. Now, here's what I need you to look at. That money that we got from the dealership, they were so kind to write a check for the trade-in on the car for $38,500. We're not going to put that money on the car. Where do you think we're going to place that money? You got it. We're going to place that on the principal of her mortgage. Now remember, let's go back here. The amount of interest total was $11,816.64. That's what she was trying to save by putting all of the money on the car and having the car free and clear. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take that money, and do you see where it says cumulative principal here and cumulative interest? Are you seeing that? All right. And let me go over here to my other screen and see if we can get this up. I want to take a look and see if there are any comments. I get so into this, I forget to look for comments and to see who's on. Oh, by the way, this is going to get uploaded to YouTube. And so if you're watching it on Facebook, make sure you click share. If you're watching it on YouTube, go ahead and um, subscribe, and then tell others about our program and have them subscribe. And so they can get this valuable information. Okay, so here we go. All right, do have some people on there. All right, but no comments yet, but that's okay. All right, so here we go. All right, now, um, so we're going to take the $38,500 and place it as a principal prepayment to this loan. So look at the first amount of principal here. This is the amount of principal that we would pay down in 1 year, $7,975.11. Look how much interest we eliminate on the mortgage. Let's go back to the car. $11,816 she was trying to save. And if we just put $7,900 on the mortgage, look how much interest we save. Year 2, $16,000. We're at $19,000. Let's scroll all the way down to $38,500, right around here, 38,448.02. Look how much interest we save with the money the car dealer has written a check for. And instead of putting it on the car, all right, so let's go back over here. Let's put $38,000. We're going to switch back and look at $38,000 applied to, let's see, there it is, $38,500. We're at 38,400, right around in here, okay? Look how much interest we save on the car. Only 9,604. Folks, here's what I'm trying to say. If you have debt, the key to getting out of debt is not how fast you can pay off a particular loan. The key to getting out of debt is to make sure you pay the least amount of interest possible. The more interest you pay, the longer you stay in debt. And if we can cut your interest cost, then by paying a lesser amount of interest, by paying the least amount of interest, you could get out of debt faster. It's all about how much interest you pay. That's it. So if I can use my money to pay less interest on all of my debt, I will automatically get out of debt faster. Why would you want to focus on getting out of debt here, on paying off something, and then extend the life of a particular debt because we're going to pay more interest than we have to? This is the problem with the debt snowball. Because we are putting money on some debt, because it's the smallest debt, but it has a very low interest cost. Why put money on a debt that has a very low interest cost and let the one that's costing us a lot of money each month pile up? Interest cost over here, look what the interest cost starts, $264 on the car. Look at the interest cost on the mortgage. We're starting out here at $851. I'm going to ask you, is there a particular financial reason to focus totally on a debt that only costs you $264 a month and ignore the one that's costing you over $800 a month? I ask you. Listen, when you see this, please comment on this and tell me that the financial experts, and you know who we're talking about, the financial experts point this out to you. They don't. So this is why the P.I.L.L method exists, to make sure that you pay the least amount of interest possible. Look at this, $851 versus Come on, switch it back. $264 in interest. So let's go ahead and finish this up. So we're going to take a look at putting 38,000. We're going to scroll down. $38,500. Look how many payments that takes off the house. 48 payments. What is that? 4 years? Knocks off 4 years and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. 4.5 years off the house by putting $38,000 on that was supposed to go to the car. We put it on the mortgage instead and save $42,000 in interest. Oh, but wait a minute. There was another $32,000 that she was going to write a check for and place that on the car too, for a total of $70,500. Let's go down to $70,500 on the amortization schedule. Let's keep going. Here we go, right around here. 70,687.61. Look how much interest we save. 69,255.07. We're going to do a little bit of math here. And we have we're knocking out 93 payments. We have 93 divided by 12. Look at there. 7 years, almost 8 years eliminated. 96 payments is 8 years. Look at that. Oh my goodness. 8 years, almost 8 years off the mortgage, saving $69,000 in interest. You know what she told me at this point? She says, I get my car for free. I get my car for free because of the amount of interest saved. Fantastic. What a good feeling we had. And it's just everybody was happy. Car dealership sold a car. They're happy. Okay. She put the money for the car on the mortgage and saved almost $70,000 in interest. Just about the same amount that she was going to pay for the car. Bam, there's $70,000 that she didn't have to pay on the mortgage. So that $70,000 in interest savings now pays for the car. Look at that. And now we're going to finish up the story. I'll come back to the story, how we're going to use our other resources to cut the interest cost on the car, because remember, we decided to go ahead and finance the car for 84 months, and there's still another $11,000 in interest to pay. But with the other resources, let's see how we can cut that interest cost by 1/2 to 2/3 and pay off the car easily in a couple of years and saving quite a bit of interest there. The bottom line is, folks, by using the money a different way, we knock off almost 8 years off the mortgage and save nearly the cost of the car in interest. Has anyone ever pointed out this to you? Ever? And here is the key. Never, ever, ever, ever place a large down payment on a car or a house. Save the money back and then apply it to principal. Now, there is a way to do all of this and save a lot of money. I'm just going over some of the basics here. There's a way to do this to save even more interest if you apply the money in the right amounts, in the right months, on the right days of the month. And we're going to see how we can use all of our cash to pay off debt in a more efficient manner so that we're not violating the law of diminished return. Meaning, it is possible to put too much money on at the wrong time and cost you a lot of money in interest that you are not aware of. Okay, so let's go back now. Let me see if there are any questions about this so far. Must be doing pretty good explaining it. There are no questions right now. Remember, you're coming into this, and if you see it, click share so people can see this, also get this great information, and also go ahead and now, before we transition into the opportunity cost calculator, so I can show you how all of that works, let's put something on the screen here. And there we go. All right, and all right. There we are. Pull that up. What happened to my screen? Come on. There we go. Should be coming up now. All right. There we are. All right, so here's what we're looking at. We have email us at info@thepillmethod.com for more information on how you can structure your finances so that you could pay the least amount of interest possible and get out of debt faster by not making huge mistakes. The mistakes that people normally would do, because this is what we're taught to do. Trade in the car, um, and get that cost on the car down, when if you have other debt, that money might be better used to attack the other debt instead of this one. Okay, give us a call at 256-886-1867. Make your appointment for your free savings report. That way you can learn the month, day, and year you could be out of debt, and how much interest you could save. There is no other program on the planet that is focused in on making decisions based on interest cost and saving you the most amount of interest that's mathematically possible with your current budget, and you don't have to sacrifice lifestyle. How about that? Okay. Or go to thepillmethod.com. And if you go to thepillmethod.com and scroll down to where the book information is, you will receive a free download. There is a way to get a free spreadsheet so you could do budgeting on there. All right. It's not the OCC, but at least it is some free software so that you can get a good idea. Do you know how many people I talk to that do not budget? I mean, and I mean budget in a good way. I mean, just know where your money is going, how much money is coming in, how much money is going out. That is so important to planning. All right. And I talk to people all the time. They have no idea how much money they're spending each month, because in the old days when I first got a checkbook, learning how to keep a check register was important. It's not so important anymore, especially with email, online banking, and alerts. I get an alert every time my checking account gets to a certain level, so I'll know to put more money into the checking account, just so that I won't get any bounce checks. Do you know most people do that? Most people have no idea how much money they're spending. They just make sure there's enough money in the checking account so they don't bounce checks. So when we do an analysis, one of the things we ask is how much money is left over after all the bills are paid. Very few people actually can answer that question. And do you realize that they are so, let me tell you a story. We had a lady call in, and she was asking, she says, well, what do you do if you don't have any money left over? I said, well, are you, is your, uh, are the balances on your credit cards, are they growing each month? She says, no. I said, are you making enough money to pay all of your bills? She said, well, yes, but there's no money left over. I said, well, from what you just told me, if your balances on your credit cards aren't growing and you have enough money to pay all of your bills, my guess is you have plenty of money left over. You're just not tracking it. So we sent her a budget sheet. All right. So she gets our free budget sheet. She starts putting everything in. Once she puts everything in, and I was expecting a call within, an hour or so, but I didn't hear from her for like 3 hours. And then she says, so when we finally heard from her, I said, well, what happened? She says, I had to do the budget sheet 3 times. I said, well, why is that? Because she says, I thought there was a big mistake in it. And I said, well, why did you say that? She says, because after I do the budget sheet, after we put in how much money we make and how much money we have to spend on the bills, including having a little bit of fun, a fun budget, we had $2,000 left over. We don't know where our money's going. $2,000 discretionary, gone up in smoke every single month, and we don't know where it's going. So, do you realize how much debt we could eliminate with $2,000 that we don't know what's happening, but all the bills are still paid and we have money for having fun? Come on. This is what the P.I.L.L method is about. We want you to live an enhanced lifestyle, not an austere lifestyle, but an enhanced lifestyle. We're going to put in that the budget for your lifestyle first. Lifestyle budget goes in. Then we pay the bills. Then we make the minimum payments on the debt, and also put money away for savings for the future, for your retirement, for your kids' college education. We do all of that here at the P.I.L.L method. We have counselors that help you with your investments as well. So we don't just cut interest costs. We don't just pay off debt in an average of 7 to 9 years, cutting your interest costs by about 75%. But that interest you're no longer paying to the bank, you might as well invest it for your family and turn it into $1 million or more, depending on your age and the interest rates involved at that point. So listen, why give that money over when you can average 7% on your investments for yourself? Listen, we've got a whole bunch of information for you. So give us a call, 256-886-1867, or email us, or go to the website and request a free savings report. And you get a free class with me. Okay? Listen, I'll be able to talk to you one-on-one and give you some good information. Okay? Great. So let's go ahead and get out of here. So we're going to pause that, and we're going to go over to, okay, and there we go. And let's go over to, all right, so get out of that. Let's go over here, and we're going to bring up the opportunity cost calculator on the screen, and we're going to go over some information here. So let's pull that back up and do a new share, and there we go. All right, so we're going to go over, this is John and Rebecca Jones. And we're just going to go over just a few moves here just to show you how all of this comes together and some of the common mistakes people make when it comes to their debt, and how we pay our bills. And then let's see if we can bust some myths, and let's see how we can then save money, live well, and increase our savings all at the same time. Put money away, cut interest costs, and get out of debt and have some fun along the way. All right? So let me go ahead and change this to our payoff date. And here we go. So this is John and Rebecca Jones. We're going to go back to the month of October and bring everything forward to this month. We're going to show you how all of that works. Okay? So let's take a look at John and Rebecca's accounts. And we have $500 in checking. We have $5,000 in savings. We have a $25,000 auto loan. We have $2,000 on the Visa, $200,000 in a mortgage at 6%, a payment of $199.10. Okay, so let's shoot over here back to the budget, and we'll see what kind of budget we are dealing with. John and Rebecca Jones have $5,170.83 coming in as income. Their monthly expenses average $3,760.39. Maybe I need to blow this up just a little bit. But anyway, go make sure if you're watching this, go to full screen. It'll help you to see what's going on. Let me hit that, make it just a little bit larger. All right. And we have $1,410.45 in discretionary. And this is what we're going to deal with in this particular scenario. Now, I have other scenarios that have been made up. We can go over if you have investment properties. This can handle multiple mortgages. I have a scenario where we actually go over 10 mortgages. Maybe one of these days we'll go over and do that one. But for now, let's just stick with what we have. 3 loans, average income, and I'm going to show you what happens when you don't spend all of that money in interest. We're going to talk a little bit about wealth creation at the end of this. So you want to stay tuned. Don't leave early. Okay, just don't do it. All right. So now these are the numbers we're dealing with, and because of that, John and Rebecca Jones will be able to save $179,467.41 in interest. And because of that, they'll be able to pay off all of the debt in 7.7 years. You see, this number drives this number. Everybody else is focused on when you can be out of debt, but not how much money it costs you to get out of debt. We're the only company in the world that focuses on how to save the maximum amount of interest possible. Therefore, it gets you out of debt in 7.7 years. And here's their new payoff date in 2027. Not 30 years from now, 7.7 years from now. So let's go back to the action plan. Let's see how it all works. So John gets paid $950 when he gets paid. So when that money hits the bank, John will come in and hit execute on the opportunity cost calculator. And look here, John gets paid in commissions. He's a realtor, all right? And so he's looking for $950 here, and he gets $950. But when you have commission, it could be a lot of money one month and no money the next month. But the opportunity cost calculator can handle it. So whatever your income is, you just report it, and the program will automatically recalculate all of the numbers, just like financial GPS, and then give you new instructions as to what to do and how to pay off the debt. We are not going to ask you how much money do you want to put on debt every month. The program is going to indicate to you this is the highest and best use of your money. So do this with it, and we're going to show you what the result is. Now, here's what we're going to take a look at. So now John says, all right, I got my money. I put it in, it got put in the bank, and we just click execute, and it disappears from the screen. But if you go over to accounts, you can see that that money was added to the checking account. In fact, you can check it in the history. We started out with $950. I'm sorry, $500. We deposited $950, and we ended up with $1,450. Okay, and so now we're going to go over to back to action plan, and now because we have that money in the bank, John and Rebecca can now pay the mortgage of $1,199.10. So when they pay that, they'll just execute it. And when they do, they will subtract $1,199.10 from the virtual checking account, because that same amount was subtracted from their bank account. So it has to match. So we're going to close that out. And so you can see that their utility bill is due on the 2nd of the month, and it averages around $200. So when the utility bill comes in, they will pay the utility bill. Now, after that, Rebecca gets paid $700. And when Rebecca gets paid, she will then click on here and say, oh, I got paid too, and then that will disappear. Now, here's the interesting part of the program. Because they're accurate in the amount of money they're receiving and the amount of money that they're paying out, you will start to see these little red arrows appear on the screen. And the little red arrows, that's your direction to do something with your money. We're going to read it from left to right. Here, take a look at this. On the 5th of the month, and this is our from column. You can see it at the top, the heading, the from column, from checking to savings, $100.90. And we're going to put it there, and we're going to keep it there until the right time. All right? And we have the right amount of money available. Now, people are saying right now, why are you waiting to put money on the debt? Why are you putting it in savings when you could put it immediately to principal? Let me show you why. We're going to go back to this mortgage payment. I want to show you something. Okay, that's the auto payment. Let's go over to the mortgage payment. All right, let me show you something here. All right, so let's take a look at 12. No, that's the car payment. Sorry. There we go. That's the mortgage. All right. So now let's go 12 months from now, where we're putting, where we could see that we could actually pay this down by $7,975.11 and save and pay $10,082 and a penny in interest. So if you've watched my videos before, you know that if you prepay a certain amount, you can eliminate a certain amount of interest. So this amount of interest here is based on this principal balance right there. This principal balance gives us these two numbers. That's the math. We're going to go into that maybe in another episode. But when we have this much principal balance, when the bank does its math, then the interest goes from $851.89, and in the next month it goes to $849.78 right there. And then what doesn't go to interest goes over to principal, so your payment remains the same. So it's $654.98. So if we were to prepay this amount while we were in this particular month, let's say this is the month of January, and we prepay the $654.98 also in January, we would save the $849.78 because we'll be paid down to here, and our next mortgage payment would be on line 3. Okay, watch my video on this on YouTube, on the Pill Method YouTube channel, and you see how this all works. Okay, so watch this. What if we were to take a look at how much principal we could pay down in 1 year? What if we were to prepay that? Would we save most of the $10,082 and a penny? Yeah, because we would save all the interest payments between line 2 and line 12. They'd be gone, just like that, because we could give the bank this money up front and get paid down to here in 1 month. So here's my question. If you had the choice, if you had plenty of money in the bank, and we say you can choose to prepay line 12, $7,975.11, or line 24, the $16,264.81, and save $19,849.43, or the $10,082.01. Which one would you choose? Line 12 or line 16? I'm sorry, line 24, if you had plenty of money. Which one would you choose? Most people, I ask this question of, if they have plenty of money, I said, listen, I'm going to do line 24 because we knock off 2 years worth of payments and we save $19,849 instead of the $10,082. Now, let's do a little bit of math. What we want to do is make sure that whatever we're doing, we're getting the biggest bang for our buck. Okay? You have more, there are so many variables here of how much money we could move at any one time. If you know how much money you have available, you can move anywhere on that spectrum. If you have $100, if you have $5,000, if you have $10,000 in the bank, you can put anywhere from a penny all the way to the 10,000s, or anywhere in between. There's a reason why you want to put the right amount of money in the right month, on the right day of the month, to the right loan. So let's do a little bit of math here. If we could save $10,000 in interest by applying $79.75.11 to principal, let's do a little bit of math. How much interest are we saving per dollar? That's the question. So we're going to put $10,082 and a penny into the calculator, and we're going to divide it by 7,975.11, and then that gives us a dollar, 1.264 cents per dollar when we apply it. So for every dollar we apply, we're saving $1.26. Okay, 1.264. So let's write that down. Okay, 1.264. All right, almost $1.26. Almost, well, that's almost 26.5, and excuse me, another fraction of a penny. Okay, 1.264. So let's do this one. Line 24. We're going to put in 19,849 and 43 cents. And we're going to, excuse me, and we're going to divide that by 16,264.81. And that comes to $1.22. 1.220. We're actually saving less per dollar. here. So it's not just putting money willy-nilly on the loans. The law of diminished return is alive and well here as well. So whatever your particular situation is, the opportunity cost calculator is going to do the figuring for you based on your income, based on your discretionary, based on what your bills are, so that we're moving the right amount of money at the right time, so you can always know you're going to be saving the maximum amount of interest per dollar applied when the program makes a move. Now, let's go back to the program, and we're going to show you how that works. All right. So now we're looking at John and Rebecca Jones here. And John says, okay, by paying all the bills here, we have moving $100.90 into savings. Then we're going to move, after paying the phone bill, getting another paycheck in, we're going to move $588.72 into savings as well. All right, so when we do that, we're making minimum payments on the Visa, minimum payments on the auto loan, minimum payments on the mortgage in the month of October, because we want to put the maximum amount of money we can for John and Rebecca Jones into savings this month. And if we change this window here, well, I'm going to change one of these windows. We're going to change the one on the left to next debt transfer, so that we can see what the program is planning on doing. So if we start out in October with John and Rebecca's spending pattern, the program is predicting that by 12/7, we should have $3,119.80 to go into savings, all right, that we can take out of savings and we can put on the debt, all right? That would be on 12/7. Let me show you how all of that works. Now, that's what we call the macro money, but let's get into the micro money, picking up more money along the way. What if the utility bill was, instead of $200, it'd be $150. We do that, okay? And because of that, we have $50, we're $50 under the budget, and so the program says, don't worry about it. We're going to put $150.90 in savings, and we're going to increase the amount we were able to put on debt by $50. So it's now $3,169.81. So let's pretend that we did everything here that we're supposed to in October, okay? So we're going to do the whole month of October at one time, all right? And then we're going to execute that. So now October is now gone, all right? But we're still programming. So look, we still have $3,170.69 now that we could put towards the debt. And we're in the month of November here, and we're putting money away in savings again, paying our bills, getting our income in, and we're putting $350 in savings. We're putting the $700 in savings. We're putting $390 in savings. So we're building up our savings, but we're also paying the bills and looking into December, when we'll be putting some money on debt just by following the program here. So let's go ahead, instead of doing them one by one, because of the time, we're almost out of time. So we're going to execute multiple actions and execute everything in November as well. And when we get down into December, look what's happening. The program wants to put this amount of money on the Visa, $1,932.78 to pay off the Visa, okay? So when we take a look at that, the program does an additional calculation and says, great, by paying off the Visa, Here's your future interest savings of $1,772.27. Visa's gone. We freed up the $50 that we no longer have to pay to the Visa for the minimum payment, because now the Visa's been paid to zero. All right. And so now it says here to put the rest of the money, $1,237.80, on the first mortgage. The mortgage is due on the 1st. John and Rebecca Jones would naturally pay that on December 1st, but then the program says wait 6 days and put another $1,237.80, no more, no less, to the mortgage. Let's see what happens. If they put that amount of money on, they would save $6,014 and a penny. Can you imagine if more people knew that how much interest they would actually save if they put a certain amount of money towards the debt? If they knew they would get a massive amount of interest saved for a relatively small amount of money out of their savings account. Out of the savings account, making 1/4 to 0.5% maybe, we're going to take that money, put it on the debt, and in this case, save $6,014 and a penny. But wait a minute. John and Rebecca Jones have quite a bit of money in savings. Why did the program stop at $1,237.80? Because of the program trying to get them the best bang for their buck. When a dollar's applied, we want to save the most amount of money in interest we can per dollar. Watch this. Do you see here in the upper right-hand corner where we have $179,575.40 in potential interest saved? Okay, we already have some actual interest saved over here, but potential interest saved $179,575.40. John and Rebecca Jones have some extra money in the bank, so let's just kind of round this up to $1,500. The money's there. So we go from $6,014 in interest savings all the way to $7,259.79. Wow, that seems to be a lot better. It's a lot bigger amount that I can tell, but I have no idea without doing the math how much money I'm saving per dollar. All right, so let me go ahead and not only pay this amount, let's send it in with the payment. Let's do it on the 1st of the month. Okay, do it on the 2nd there. All right, so we send that in with the payment, and then we're going to execute that. Watch the $179,575.40. You got $575.40 there, and we're going to execute that. And the $575.40 becomes $559.94. The overall interest savings goes down because we're applying the wrong amount of money at the wrong time, and we violated the law of diminished return, so we're actually saving less money overall. All right, so I'm going to show you one last thing, and then we're going to go for this week. You know about the debt snowball. What if we're looking at the amount of interest here that we could save by paying off the loan? Here it's $48.38. We have money that we do no longer have to pay to Visa if we pay the Visa off, right? So that minimum payment is gone. We could pay it to the auto loan, and which is the next largest loan. And then when the auto loan is paid off, then we focus on the mortgage. So that is the debt snowball in microcosm there. So let's go over here to preferences. So we'll switch to preferences. And if you see over here, we have program focus settings. And if we click that, it says here that the program focus is set to automatic. When the focus is set to automatic, the program will automatically optimize the order you pay off the debts to become debt-free because of all the calculations. When you have several variables, if you have 10 variables, that's over 3.6 million permutations that could happen out of 10 variables. One of them out of 3.6 million is optimum. Which one is it, folks? I don't know. I never know. People ask me questions all the time. I don't know. Let's plug it into the calculator. Let's see how we get the biggest bang for your buck. So the program wants to be on automatic, but we could override it. So you know what? I want to do debt snowball. All right. I want to focus in on the auto loan. And so we're looking at 7.5 years to pay off, 179,559.94. And let's say if we focus on the auto loan instead, let's see what happens to our numbers. Oh, we go to 7.6 years to pay off, actually more. And our 179,000 dropped down to 177,000 by paying off the car early. How is that happening? Let's go back and take a look at that. So back to automatic. 7.5 years to pay off, 179,000 potential interest saved, but we focus on the auto loan to pay it off early, and overall, it takes us longer to get out of debt, and we lose $2,000 in interest in the process. And here is why. We're focusing on an auto loan to totally pay it off. All of our extra money, all of our efforts are going to this auto loan when our interest portion on the auto loan is only $80.82. This is how much we're saving. Okay, when we start to attack this auto loan, we're attacking these interest payments here. While we're attacking the auto loan to pay it off maybe in just 2 years or so, guess what? Over those 2 years, we're making minimum payments to the mortgage, and it's costing us over $900 each month to ignore. Why totally focus on a loan that's only costing us 80 something dollars a month and ignore the one that's costing us over $900 a month? Folks, if we follow the program will definitely pay off the car before it pays off the mortgage, but it won't totally focus on the car and totally ignore the mortgage. The algorithms will tell us when to pay on the mortgage, when to pay on the car, so that we can save the maximum amount of interest possible. Folks, this is by far the best thing to come along in finances in history, in the history of amortized loans, which is 85 years old this year. Next year, amortized loans will be 86 years old. And they have been paid off the same way, basically, for 85 years. No change. Now, something new, something better has come along so that you can save the maximum amount of interest possible, live an enhanced lifestyle, and get out of debt in an average of, I say an average of 7 to 9 years. It could be more, could be less, but based on your income and how this program is set up, the P.I.L.L method way, we're going to be able to get out of debt a lot cheaper, a lot faster, and you're going to have fun along the way. I want to thank you for being with us here with the P.I.L.L method this week, Finance Fridays, a better way to eliminate debt. And I want to invite you to come back next week. And while we're getting that up, we're going to go out with a new share here, and make sure that you get your book, The P.I.L.L Method, A Better Way to Eliminate Debt. Get your copy. Make sure that you send copies out to family and friends. It's on sale until December 23rd. And then give us a review. Listen, folks, this book will guide you into financial freedom. Oh, dang it. I promised to tell you something. Let me go here back to the program. I wanted to tell you what would happen if we pay this off early, and I almost forgot. All right, just got reminded. All right, and we're going to go into, we're going to do a new share here. We're going to go into reports and look at net worth. What happens when you pay off all of the debt? Look here, we have a tab called wealth accumulation. John and Rebecca Jones were supposed to be paid off in 2019, 2049. They were supposed to be paid off in 2049. So they're going to be done with all of their debt by 2027. And in the rest of the year, if they take all of the money that is going towards debt reduction that they're currently using and then put it just in the bank at 1% return in 2027, they would be at $23,000. By the time they were supposed to pay off this debt in, let's see, 2049, they could have $833,520 in savings at a 1% return. What if they could work with the P.I.L.L method group and average 7% over that time? Folks, I can't wait to talk to you about how to use that money, the extra money that we're paying to the bank that we don't have to, how you can invest it for you and your family's legacy and turn it into wealth for your family. Why pay it when you could turn it into wealth for your family? This program is not just about eliminating debt. It's also about creating fantastic wealth for your family. Folks, thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you again next week. All right? Take it easy.